All right, starting recording. All right, today I'm giving a speech about urban farming. So I'm hoping that you'll learn something because this is a pretty new topic that not a lot of people want to talk about, and if there are, there's a lot of misconceptions around it. So, agriculture is the largest section of the American economy, contributing to more than 34 million jobs. It earns more than $915 billion a year. I love traditional farming. It's in my blood. My parents, grandparents, and great-grandparents are all farmers. It's how we literally put food on the table and made extra money to get things. While I think traditional farming is great, there's a new farming option. Urban farming is a new era of agriculture that is better than traditional agriculture because it's higher yield quality, better energy efficiency, and healthier climate impact. So the first point that I'm going to be touching on is higher yield and better product. So, control. Urban farmers control four main growing elements that control plants. Plants need light, water, food, and the right environment to grow properly. A lack of rain can stunt plant growth or terminate the plant altogether. These things can be tightly controlled and monitored in vertical farming, protecting plants from any complications. On the other hand, too much rain can drown plant roots and kill the plants. On more extreme ideas, plants can get completely washed away from flooding or hurricanes. These things can be tightly controlled and monitored in urban farming, protecting plants from any complications. This makes a higher quality product and drastically higher yield. Energy consumption is also something to keep in mind when you're controlling these things. Food transportation is a massive waste of energy. Think about all the trips that traditionally grown food takes. Crops are grown in the field and taken to processing, packaging, storage, to the market, and finally to your home. Commonly, food is shipped from other countries, which can be a larger issue. 1,500 miles. That's the average amount of travel your food takes to get to your table. According to the EIA, in 2012, before urban farming was mainstream, the farming industry used 800 trillion British thermal units for its production. This is the equivalent to the annual amount of energy that the state of Utah uses. Urban farming is much more environmentally friendly than conventional farming. As I mentioned in the previous slide, food transportation is a massive waste of energy. However, it also affects greenhouse gas emissions. Let's take a look at the graph from the EPA's inventory of U.S. greenhouse emissions. Notice the green line. That is strictly reserved for the agricultural industry. That's already a lot of emissions, let alone. But the fact is, there's a larger amount of energy in transportation, in red. Due to the need of transporting food that is grown. We could also consider the large amount of industry, in purple, to be due to processing of the food. Conventional farming falls under the four main categories leading to this massive conflict. Urban farming is almost entirely erases emissions from transportation off the grid due to farms being closer to consumers. It also reduces industry emissions because processing and packaging can be done in-house. In conclusion, I want to leave you with these 3 points today. While urban ag isn't the perfect solution, it solves a lot of traditional agricultural problems. Traditional agriculture has worked for centuries, but it has major flaws. Many of them being in this way, because they've always done things this way. It is time for a change in the industry. Urban agriculture has higher yield products and is more energy efficient. It is also better for the climate. If we have to live here, we might as well take care of the planet that we call home. Thank you for listening and have a great rest of your day.